The funny thing is, I never had written down a question. I knew you were
Yeah.
going to call me. I knew it.
Yeah.
And actually, I met Miss Sue, who works with Esther and lives in San Antonio. I met her in the elevator yesterday, and she knew it. I met a couple other people, and I told them I already know I'm going to be sitting here.
Now that makes them think you have an inside track.
No, not at all. Not at all. Just lined up.
Yeah.
Now I know this is a perfect opportunity, just like everyone here is healers, uplifters, teachers of some sort.
Creators, but let us say this here and now because it matters so much. Self-servers, and don't misunderstand that. You are extensions of source energy with the intention of identifying your desire and finding a path to fulfilling it, you see. And so often when you think in terms of being teachers and healers, it's as if you think others don't have that direct path, others don't have that direct connection, so you need to spread your direct connection to them. And that's where it starts getting off, because if you could accept that they all have it, and then you just find yours and live through the clarity of your example of alignment, then others can find theirs too. In the moment that you get into service where you're trying to be the bridge for someone else, it gets out of whack, because the first thing it says to the other is, I see that you cannot do this for yourself, therefore I will do it for you, which is a distortion of how it really is. And the next thing that happens is, in your attention to them and your inability to control their vibrational receiving, in other words, you can't want for another. You cannot want for another because you cannot control their receptive mode. You can only control your receptive mode. So when you want for someone who is not controlling their own receptive mode, then you begin to get depleted. You get depleted. And that's what was happening at that time, that you became reconnected with that energy stream. You were in the process of being depleted from the energy that was natural to you, you see. And so say to anyone who is seeking your counsel or your help, or your healing, or whatever it is, encourage them to understand that they have direct access to it, and then demonstrate the benefit to yourself of your direct access. That's the value that any of us have for anyone, you see. No one is left out of this. No one is not considered and known. There are none among you who do not have source energy right there with you, having your back, aware of you, helping you every step along the way. That's what you want to help them to understand, to trust that the guidance is there for them just like it is there for you, not that you are their guidance. Yeah.
Just one real quick last thing. I'm going to Hawaii in a couple weeks. My good buddy that I haven't met yet, that I will meet, Mr. Wayne Dyer, lives in Maui. Is there any way I can somehow connect with him or connect with Esther? And yeah, definitely be up there. You're right. You're right. I'm looking at the destination. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, because as you're asking for somebody to facilitate a condition, you want to be unconditional in it. And does it seem possible? We really want you to consider this. Does it seem possible that you could ever want anything that would be unfulfilled? So
this is a master fulfillment right here too.
So if that is the case, then aren't you just really looking forward to watching the process and the details of the way it comes about?
Without a doubt.
And do you really want to eat all the food that you will eat for the rest of this life today? Or do you want it to just keep coming and pleasing you and sustaining you and fulfilling you and satisfying you day after day after day, meal after meal after meal? And so when you were at this place, you said to us, I'm in the state of allowing. I know what that feels like. And so now we want to say to you, the state of allowing is the state that brings you everything you want. And it brings it to you. Hear this. Oh, it brings it to you according to your path of least resistance timetable. Don't ask that to be different than it is, because that gets you all out of whack. So a soft, easy, gentle, knowledgeable acceptance of the rightness of the way things are unfolding. The rightness of the way things are unfolding. No impatience, because impatience is not the unconditional emotion that you're wanting. Just that feeling of ease and flow and positive expectation. so much good coming to you, endlessly, to all of you, really to all of you. He's just more in an expectant place than most.